Hello, today we're going to talk about auto menus. Auto menus was created by Future POS to be an easier way to add buttons to the screens without having to independently create those buttons. But in order to work with auto menus in a more advanced way and create a new auto menu, you have to have an understanding about how all of the settings are mapped towards one another in order to make this process work. So let's start at the beginning. On this database, we have a creme brulee. We hit it and it rings up creme brulee. That is on the desserts screen. So we have a desserts screen button. We have a header button on here, and then we have 3 desserts on this particular menu. So when I'm hitting creme brulee is on a screen, a go-to menu screen called desserts, and it is mapped to an auto menu screen. This particular auto menu screen only shows one screen, whereas if you were to go to vodka and gin, this one shows 2 separate screens. If you were to go to NA beverage, this one shows 1, 2, 3, 4 separate screens. I say screens, but they're actually mapped to departments as well. So this is like the Bev Soda department, the Bev Miscellaneous department, the Bev Juice department, and the Bev Hot department. This NA beverage button is also mapped to a terminal screen called Auto Menu 4. And I'm going to show you all of this and how all of this is set up. So the first thing you want to do is look at your departments. So in Future POS, we have Department Maintenance underneath Other Maintenances. We're going to click here, and we're going to look at our departments. In this database, all of the auto menus are mapped out to show a different department. So these are all the different departments that we've created for these items. So we have bar bites and so on and so on. If we wanted to create a new department, let's say you're going to add a brunch menu to this database, then we can just come in here. Let's just take a look at a different one. This says bar bites. It's under the group of all food. So we're just going to create a new one called brunch. And I'm going to click File, Save As, and then type brunch again. One's going to be how it's stored in the database, and the other is going to be the actual name of the department in the future maintenances. So now we have a brunch. Click the down arrow. You can see that we also now have a brunch tab. So the next step on that is going to be getting a button on the screen. So if we actually were to go and look back at the screen, I'm just going to create a button that is right here. Every one of these buttons in Future POS has a number. So we're going to take a look at that real quick. I just opened up button maintenance. I happen to have button maintenance already open on the bottom. If you do not have button maintenance open, it is right here underneath your back office. So I also happen to have under button maintenance our things open, but if you look under ZZZ sub food 60 through 70, you would be able to see sides, kids, desserts, and then there's an empty button under 67. So let's take a look at how one of these buttons is already mapped. 66. This is my desserts that we were looking at earlier. The function here is go to menu. The menu that this button sits on is the common menu, which is basically defined as the screen that you see no matter where you're at in Future. You have a common screen that shows all of the main buttons that are in here. So that would mean all of these buttons, these 2 buttons, every button that's up here. Since when you change screens, those never change, we define that as a common menu that is common to every order entry screen. So back to button maintenance, desserts. I'm going to click Edit Function Data here. I can see that my go-to menu name here is desserts. The common menu name again is common. And the register screen that it's going to, or the terminal screen that it is going to when you hit that button, is Auto Menu 1 with mods on bottom is the name of this one. So if I'm going to create a new screen called brunch, this particular screen is just going to go to one menu that's going to have some items on it. So I'm going to click Edit Image, and I'm just going to type brunch. Now I have a button that says brunch. I do not have a function though, so the function is go to menu. Just typed go and it went right to it. I'm going to click Edit Function Data, and I can say, see that the go-to menu name for this button at one point was kids, so I'm just going to type in here brunch. It's on the common menu, and it is linked already to go to the same screen, Auto Menu 1 with mods on the bottom, and you'll know more about what that means in a second. Since this button already is created on the screen, it's just an empty button right now, I'll just be able to hit File and Save, and you can see that it shows right up on the screen right away. So now that I have my button under button maintenance and I have my department already created, then my next step is going to be to go underneath my terminal screens. So here's my terminal screens here. It's already open. I'm actually going to have to close this and reopen it because I just created a new department, and it will not see it if you happen to have it open during that period of time until you close it and reopen it. So we are going to go under our terminal screens, open that back up, and we're going to search for the terminal screen that we saw that we mapped that button to, which was Auto Menu 1 with mods. Now when this opens up, you can see that over here all of the already mapped auto menus are in here. So if I come over here where the hand is and I just double click on this screen, it's going to open up a screen that looks like this. And what you can see here is that we have mapped out share plates to share plates, sides to sides, kids to kids, and so on and so on. The department name is how we have this database mapped out. So the department name show on go to menu kids is here. And again, if you go back to the button maintenance so you can better understand how this is mapped out, we find the kids button and we go to go to menu name kids is mapped with go to menu name kids. Now over here basically it is asking me what department is going to show up when I hit that kids button. So this particular one is kids, so that is the department name that's already created under the department, and then the go-to menu name is kids. So let's go ahead and just create a new button real quick. Oh, every single one of the already mapped buttons in this database is already used, so we're actually going to create a new one. Add item template, and now we can see we have an empty one here that has no formatting on it at all. I'm going to create another blue button. So if I click to edit, and then I go to change my font, Arial, we use Kandara, and we use 12. And then my background image, all the background images are right up here on top. That's why they have 1 and exclamation points after them. Blue dark, don't add 3D border. I'm going to change my text color to white, and I did actually neglect to make that bold, so I'm going to go back in there and make sure that that is bold. And that's going to be it for setting the color. Then my next thing that I'm going to click is more options, and I'm going to click include modifiers and show quantity available. Include modifiers, if you put any modifiers in this department, they'll show up on the screen. And show quantity available will work if you put a countdown on the button. You'll actually be able to see that number on the button. Then I'm going to go to show to go to menu. And remember, we're doing brunch here, so if I just type in BR, hit my down arrow, there's my brunch category. Now if I go up here to where my department name is and I click BR, it's going to show me what I already created, brunch. Now at this point, if I just go ahead and I click OK, then that terminal screen is now mapped out to on the Auto Menu 1 screen, on the Auto Menu screen, show brunch items, on the brunch go-to menu when you click the button on the screen that says brunch. From this point forward, if you add any items into the brunch category under item maintenance, and again, I had that open when I created those things, so I'm going to have to close it out and reopen it again. Item maintenance. So if I go under my item maintenance and create any items under that brunch category, so instead of this saying desserts, if we put it underneath the brunch category, brunch, or brunch department, should I say, and hit save. When we go under brunch, as you can see here, nothing has actually changed on the screen. The reason that nothing has changed on the screen is the back office is not auto-refreshing like the front terminals are. So if you need to see whatever changes you've made in auto menus on the back office, you're going to have to go under Manager Functions and click Restart FPOS. This is not going to affect your POS up front if you happen to be doing this in the middle of a shift. It's just going to shut the software down in the back office so you can see the changes that you've made. I'm going to log back in. I'm going to go to my brunch screen. Here's the red pudding button. Now the only part that we didn't go over was item maintenance, but that is covered in a different video. If you have any questions about this, please call support and they can help you through the process. Thank you.